Hi, boys and girls. Hey, I am going to talk to you about a folder that I'm sending home. Last week, I sent home a spelling folder, which had a bunch of your sight words and stuff in it, and just some parts of the alphabet was printed out, and just some helpful tools to help you learn how to spell words correctly when you're writing. And this week, I've sent home a writing folder. So I read you guys an Easter story, and then your assignment this week was to write a story about a magic Easter egg. Now, before you start writing your story, I want you to put a little bit of thought into the story before you just start jotting stuff down on paper, okay? So that's what this folder is going to help us with. The first thing it says is stop and think about what you want to write. You're kind of going to have to make up the story in your head before you just start writing the story out on paper. So first of all, think about it. This one here is just our little trick to help us remember when we're writing our B's and our D's, because I noticed that we're still turning those around quite often. Over here, it's just going to give you some ideas. Who's going to be in your story? Are you going to write about your family? Are you going to have your friends in there? Maybe you're going to have your pet. Emotions. So how are you going to feel about this story? Are you going to be excited to find the magic Easter egg? Maybe you're going to include some different sports or hobbies. And then special days. So maybe you found the magic Easter egg on your birthday, or maybe you found it when you were going on a walk. Okay, and then down here it says writing a story. Before we start writing a story, we need to have characters. So characters are the people or the animals in the story. So you have to tell me who you're going to be writing about. And then the setting. Where does the story take place? And when does the story take place? Did you find the Easter egg in the farmyard? Did you find the Easter egg under your bed when mom and dad told you it was time to clean your room? Okay, and then every story needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So it kind of needs to make sense. You need to start the story off, where did you find the egg and who were you with when you found it? And then end it by saying how you felt or what was it that made the Easter egg magic? Then when you open it up to the inside here, we can help us think about the different types of sentences as we're writing. Okay, so we might have telling sentences that just give us facts. Maybe you're super excited and you say something like, "Oh my gosh, look what I found," in your story. Well, then you're going to need in that with an exclamation mark. Or maybe you ask a question. Maybe you come to your mom and say, "Look what I found, Mom. What is this?" Okay, that kind of sentence is going to need to end with a question mark. Down here, it's got some really good examples you can help your mom and dad can help you read through these about how to stretch out our sentences. The first one just says, "The kids played." Well, yeah, that's a sentence, but it doesn't really give us a whole lot of details. And the next one says, "The loud kids played," but it doesn't tell us where. So the next sentence says, the loud kids played in the yard." So we can add more details to our sentences to make our story sound better. And then over here, when you're all done, you might say, "Okay, I'm finished." But I want you to stop and take just a second before you say you're finished with your story. Look at it. Look at your picture. Sometimes I ask you to draw pictures about your story. Is there any details that you can add to the story? Is there any details you can add to your writing? So first, reread your story and ask yourself, does it make sense? Maybe you can read it to a buddy, or maybe mom and dad can read it to you. And then you could look it over and see if you have any spelling that you can fix. On the back here is just another little helpful tool if you're not sure how to write some of those letters of the alphabet. And down here kind of tells you what to do if you get stuck on a word. So I know I sent you home your spelling folder, but just in case you're writing along and you don't know how to spell a word and there's not an adult there that can help you, we can do something called gum spelling. Okay, and how that works is first, you make your best guess on how to spell the word. Sound it out and just do your best. That's okay. And if you're not sure, you can lightly underline the word, and then I want you to move on and just keep writing. If you don't know how to spell a word, it's okay. Don't get hung up on it. I just want to hear your ideas in these stories. I don't need to make sure that everything is spelled exactly correctly. Okay? So the last thing I want you to do before you start writing your story about the magic Easter egg is I've sent home an extra sheet of paper. I just want you to take just a few minutes before you start writing that Easter story, and I want you to jot things down like who are your characters, where does the story take place, and if you've got some, maybe an animal or something in there, Mom and Dad can help you write the name of your pet or your friends. And that way when you start writing your story, you'll kind of have some ideas and stuff jotted down on this paper before you get started. All right, I'm super excited to hear about your magic Easter eggs.